League bursts into life this weekend as, of course, Man City take the L. And, of course, Tottenham move within touching distance of becoming top. Who's going to head into the lead into the international break? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. I'm going to production video today. We're talking match number 8, of course, in the Premier League. And we'll get to that in just one second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button back to all things Rovers related, Premier League related, world football related. We're going to all hear boys under one rooski. That's right. Of course, Spurs and Arsenal are the only two teams remaining in the league without a defeat, of course. And any one of those two could be top. In fact, we could go all the way down to bloody 6th place. Brighton could be top of the Premier League this coming weekend. Of course, heading into the Aston break. We'll take a look at all of it in a second, of course. Big shout out to my VIPs. They are, of course, they're patrons, of course. You know who you are. And again, I want to reiterate, please make sure you subscribe. A whopping 78% of the viewers of this channel are not subscribed. That's absolutely crazy, guys. Make sure let's get those numbers up a little bit, of course, and of course get more get the algorithm cooking in the right direction for the channel. So here we go, guys. Let's get into it. Of course, we're recapping the results. Of course, how I got on, how you guys got on. And all that. I don't think I did good this week. This is a stinker. Starting with the top one there, Villa 6-1 win over Brighton. I went with a 2-2 draw myself. Aston with a 4-0 win over Bournemouth. I went with a 3-0, ain't too shabby. Luton with a monster win, 2-1 win for them over Everton on the road. Might I add, that was an away win. Good result for Luton. Everton back down in the shitter, of course. Manchester United, of course, played Crystal Palace twice within a week. They won one and they lost one, of course. 1-0 loss there with Crystal Palace picking up a away day win at Old Trafford. Newcastle United just a 2-0 win over Burnley. I went with a 4-0. West Ham United with a 2-0 win over Sheffield United. I went with a 2-1. Wolves with a 2-1 win over City. Well done to them. I went with a 2-0 win the other way. Spurs with a 2-1 win over Liverpool. I went with a 3-2 win. Forest with a draw against Brentford. I went with a 1-0. And I did go with Fulham, but Chelsea showed up and won 2-1 on that one. Of course, this is what the table looks like. And like I said, City are top. But of course, Spurs, Arsenal, Liverpool, Villa, even Brighton could even all go top this weekend. If results go their way, goal difference and all that kind of stuff. Mathematically possible. But of course, going down right now, Sheffield United, Burnley, Bournemouth, and Luton at the minute. And of course, we have got another game. I think it's happening today, depending when this video goes out. On Tuesday, the 3rd of October, Luton, Burnley. I'd love a Luton win. I really would. Give themselves a bit of momentum, and that could propel them up to 14th of the table. Crazy times, of course. That's that. Of course, this is the link for the Super Brew, and of course, we're going to take a cold hard look at it. Make sure you get this, get registered if you haven't done so already. So let's get a look at it, of course, the Super Brew. As we head into the final weekend before the international break. I pressed the wrong bloody button. And see how we are all getting on this time around then, shall we? So here are we. Oh, gosh. Get over here. Come on. Quick, switch on, guys. So here we go, guys. Jump in the deep end. And Alex Weller tops the bills there with 13.5 points. Well done to him. He's a big mover as well in the old thing. Where am I? I don't know where I am. I'm scared. Eamon Hussein up there with 13 points. James Oeg FC is at 12.5. NG Chap up there. Of course, Jonathan 4009. And the Beast as well in the Power 5. Where am I? I can't even see myself right now. Bluebird Legend up there. Jacob Jakobsen, of course. I haven't said that name in a while. Shepherd's up there kicking ass. I don't think I did very well. I thought I did all right. There I am, 5.5 points. That's pretty grim. I thought I did much better than that, having read them. But if you see your name, make sure you smash your subscribe. And the current leaderboard is also not good reading as well. Of course, as you can see, Lewis R is top of the pops with 89.5 points. Of course, Alex Weller up 3 spots to number 2 with 87. Vinny Hong down to number 3. Georgetown as well down to number 4. And of course, some other movers. The top 10 has had a bit of a reshuffle there with Blue Orbit coming out of nowhere. 8 spots to number 9. And I am all the way down here somewhere. It's grim times. Alongside Hans Worst, Raymond Reddington, Chase FC, of course. I'm in good company. But of course that needs to change. Jimmy Watton as well. So we Carl Mucky, and of course I haven't said those names in a long time. Natasha A, I saw him in the comments as recently. Make sure you get some comments in there so I know who you are. Let's build a bit of a rapport with ourselves. And again, make sure you smash the old subscribe, of course. Did I say a whopping 78% of the viewers are not subscribed. Have I not done that? If I haven't done that, I'm doing it now. Well, whopping 78% of the viewers have not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you do just that. But anyway, we are looking forward to the final game before the international break. And these are those games, of course. They're coming at you in all shapes and sizes. And of course, we have a couple of tasty bangers on cue, including Arsenal against City to wrap up the weekend. Here we go, though. Brighton up against Liverpool. Bit of a zinger chicken dinner. This one, that's coming at you on Sunday, October the 8th. Now, these two sides have played each other 15 times. 2011, got 3 wins for Brighton. We've got 9 wins to Liverpool. And we've got 3 draws, of course. Biggest win for Brighton, 3-0 win. Scoring 17 goals in those 15 matches, 1.13 goals a game. Liverpool on the flip side, their biggest win over Brighton, 6-1 win, scoring 33 goals in those 15 matches, 2.20 goals a match. Liverpool are in 4th right now, 16 points on the board, of course, with that dubious loss against Spurs. 83% form for them, winning 5 of the last 6. Up against Brighton, a bit of a rough patch right now, but they are still 6th in the table with 15 points on the board. 3 defeats the past 4 games, 50% form for them heading into this. Last time around, though, at Brighton, between these two sides, it was a 2-1 win for Brighton. That was in the FA Cup, and last time they played each other in the league, it was a 3-0 win for Brighton as well. They've actually just lost once of the last 6 against Liverpool. They've got them on toast right now, but of course, this is a different story now. Of course, coming at you right around with the odds, 90-10 is your Brighton. Of course, 14-5 is your draw, 23-20 is your Liverpool. Of course, the bookies cannot separate the two sides. I am going with a 3-1 win for Liverpool on this one. I think the cream will rise to the top. And of course, this is one of those games that will show just that. Meanwhile, Burnley up against Chelsea, of course, coming at you at Turdmore. Of course, played each other 17 times, 2008. We've got 2 wins for Burnley, 11 wins to Chelsea. And we've got 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Burnley, 3-2 win, scoring 19 goals in the 17 matches, 1.12 goals a game. Chelsea on the flip side, their biggest win was a 4-0 win, scoring 45 goals in those 17 matches, 2.65 goals a game. They're, of course, 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat past 4, 11th in the table with 8 points on the board. Up against Burnley, of course, 42% form for them, 2 wins the last 6 games, 19th in the table, just 1 point on the board at the minute. Of course, last time around at Turdmore was a 4-0 win for Chelsea, of course, who are unbeaten against Burnley over the last 6, picking up 5 wins and a draw to boot. The odds for this one then, shall we? Have Burnley 50-4 for the victory, 40-5 is the draw, 64 on is your Chelsea, of course. Hopefully they'll get back into winning ways. Going with an narrow win, 2-1 win for them on this one over at the shithouse Turdmore ground. That's right. Next up, of course, we have Crystal Palace up against Nottingham Forest. That's coming at you on Saturday, October the 7th. Now, these two sides have played each other 27 times since 1993. We've got 6 wins for Crystal Palace, 14 wins for Forest, and we've got 7 draws, of course. Biggest win for Palace, 3-0 win, scoring 27 goals in those 27 matches. Of course, you could do the math on that one. Up against Forest, of course, their biggest win, 3-0 win, scoring 39 goals in the 27, 1.44 goals a game, 33% form for Forest right now, just 1 win in 6, 12th in the table with 8 points on the board. Up against Palace, who of course won 3 out of the last 6, 58% form for them, 9th in the table with 11 points on the board. Last time around, over at Selhurst Park, it was a 1-1 draw back in May 2023, but of course, Forest are unbeaten against Palace over the last 6, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws. However, there's a couple of, at least 1 friendly in amongst all that games there. But the odds here, 21-20 is your Palace, 11-4 is your Forest, 12-5 is the draw. Could go either way here, but I'm going to go 2-1 win for Palace at Rome, back-to-back wins, of course, heading into the international break with their tails up, of course. Next up, we have Everton up against Bournemouth, of course, coming at Goodison Park. This is a bit of a zinger, isn't it? Played each other 14 times, 2015, got 6 wins apiece and 2 draws. Biggest win for Everton, 6-3 wins, scoring 24 goals in those 14 matches, 1.71 goals a game. Bournemouth, though, on the flip side, their biggest win was a 3-0 win. They scored 26 goals in the 14 matches, 1.86 goals a game. Bournemouth in 18th spot right now with 3 points on the board. We're looking at 1 win and 5 for them, 50% form for them over the last 6. Everton are in 16th with 4 points on the board, 58% form for them, of course, winning 2 defeats in the last 6. Of course, last time around at Goodison Park, it was a 1-0 win for Everton. That was the last game of the season, was it not? 20th of May, 2023. That was, of course, to secure their survival. But the odds here for this one, we have Everton 11-10 on for the victory, 13-5 is the draw, 14-5 is your away win. We are going with a 2-0 win for Everton, to 3 points in the bag, and putting Bournemouth in the shitter, of course. Fulham up against Sheffield United, coming at you at Craven Cottage this coming Saturday. Played each other 15 times in 1999. We've got 6 wins of Fulham, 5 wins of Sheffield United, and we've got 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Fulham, 4-0 win, scoring 21 goals in those 15 matches. That's a 1.40 goals a game. Sheffield United, their biggest win was a 4-0 win, scored 18 goals in the 15 matches, 1.20 goals a game. They are rooted to the foot of the table with just 1 point, and of course 8% form for them right now. They haven't won the last 9 games. Fulham are now 13th, of course, after that also against Chelsea, 8 points on the board, 2 defeats the last 6 games, 58% form for them heading into this. Fulham's home form, though, it says they won 3 matches in a row. But didn't they just play Chelsea last at home? Yeah, that's a little. Or maybe have won 3 matches in a row again. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. But of course, last time around at Craven Cottage, it was a 1-0 win for Sheffield United, who did the double last time that these two sides were in the same division, and that was the Championship back in 2021-2022. The odds here, of course, 13-8 on is your Fulham, 14-5 is the draw, 19-4 is your away win. We are going 3-1 win for Fulham. Sheffield United are in trouble, and they're probably going to sack their manager heading into the international break, of course. Next up, we have Luton Town up against Tottenham Hotspur, of course, coming at you. The early game on Saturday, October the 7th. Now, these two sides have never played each other before. Luton Town coming to this on 42% form for them right now, winning twice at the last 6 games, 17th in the table with 4 points on the board. Up against Spurs, of course, flying high, second in the table, 17 points on the board right now. Unbeaten in the last 4 games, and looking A-okay. They do come into this on the back of that dubious 2-1 win over Liverpool. Back-to-back spicy games. They took on Liverpool and and Arsenal in the past couple of games, so they picked up 4 points out of it. They're trying to avoid this banana skin that is, of course, Luton Town on this one. Of course, the odds for this, though, Luton are 11-2 for the victory, 2-1 on, is, of course, your Spurs. 7-2 is your away win. We are backing Spurs here, 3-0 win for them, Luton taking the L. But, of course, the big game for them is, of course, Burnley earlier in the week. Let's see if they can get anything out of that one. Man United up against Brentford, of course, coming at Old Trafford this coming week. Of course, played each other 5 times since 2021. Got 3 wins for United, 1 win for Brentford, and there's been 1 draw. Biggest win for United, 3-0 win, scoring 9 goals in the 5 matches, 1.80 goals a game. Brentford on the flip side, 4-0 win, their biggest, 7 goals scored in 5 matches, 1.40 goals a game as well. 5 games without a win now for Brentford. Bit of trouble maybe, perhaps, for them. Brewing 14th for the table with 7 points on the board. Man United, though, 4 defeats the last 6. That's pretty grim stuff. 10th for the table with 9 points on the board as well. Last round at Old Trafford between these two sides was a 1-0 win for United, who have won back-to-back games over Brentford and haven't conceded a goal against them when playing at home. The odds for this, though, 13-8 on is your United, 16-5 is the draw, 4-1 is your long shots here. 4-1 win for me for this one. Manchester United taking the points and going the distance as well. West Ham United up against Newcastle United. That's actually on Sunday, October the 8th. Now, these two sides have played 51 times in 1983. We've got 14 wins for West Ham, 24 wins for Newcastle, and we've got 13 draws, of course. Biggest win for the Hammers, 3-0 win, scored 63 goals in those 51 matches, 1.24 goals a game. Newcastle, 5-0 win, their biggest, 86 goals scored in 51 games, 1.69 goals a game as well. The Geordies unbeaten in the last 5 now, winning 4 of the last 6, for the last 5, 8 for the table with 12 points on the board. Up against West Ham, who are 7th with 13 points on the board, winning 3 of the last 4, of course. Last time around over at the London Stadium, it was a 5-1 win for Newcastle back in April 2023. In fact, the away side, actually the home side, has only won once at the last 6 matches between the two sides. That's in St James's Park, where Newcastle won 3-2 against West Ham back in April 2021. But the odds for this one, we have got West Ham 10 for the victory, 23-20 is your away win. So quite tight in the book. That's quite tight in the bookies. 11-4 is the draw here. We are going with a draw here, 2-2 on this, point in the bag. I think Newcastle will be the happier on that one. Next up, we have Wolves against Villa. The Black Country Derby. I'm going to lose my voice just as the weekend approaches here. 23 times they played each other since 2003. 8 wins apiece, 7 draws, of course. Biggest win for Wolves, 2-0 win, scoring 27 goals in those 23 matches, 1.17 goals a game. Villa on the flip side, 4-0 win. 33 was their biggest, 33 goals scored in 23 matches, 1.43 goals a game. Villa on 50% form right now, won 3 and lost 3. Of course, 5th in the table with 15 points on the board. Up against Wolves, who are 15th with 7 points on the board. Of course, with that monster win against Man City most recently. Of course, 1-1, lost 1, and drawn 1 over the last 3. 42% form for them over the last 6. Last time around over at Molineux, it was a 1-0 win for Wolves, who are unbeaten against Villa over the last 5, of course, winning 3 and drawing a couple. Of course, the odds here, 12-5 is your Wolves, 23-10 is the draw, 11-10 is the away win here. We're going to go with a 2-1 win for Villa, unfortunately. Wolves still dog shit, even though they picked up a win against the champions, and the European champions, might I add. Meanwhile, Arsenal against City will wrap up the weekend in a zinger chicken dinner. Of course, come at you at the Emirates. Played each other 63 times in 1983. We've got 28 wins for Arsenal. We've got 25 wins for Manchester City. We've got 10 draws, of course. Biggest win for Arsenal was a 5-0 win. They've scored 92 goals in the 63 matches, 1.46 goals a game. On the flip side, in those 63 matches, their biggest win for City was also a 5-0 win. They've also scored 92 goals in those 63 matches, 1.46 goals a game as well. City, though, top of the table, 18 points on the board, back-to-back defeats for them. They've also got Champions League football with, I think, Leipzig on the plate there. This could be a bit of a rough patch for them this season, of course, but of course they are top of the table with Arsenal, who are in 3rd, 17 points on the board, unbeaten in the last 12 matches, of course, and last time they played each other at the Emirates, it was a 3-1 win for Man City, of course. That was back in February 2023. In fact, Man City have won 5 of the last 6. The only one they didn't win was this year's Champions League. This was Community Shield, but who gives a shit about that? Not me. Of course, the odds on this one, though, 7-4 is your Arsenal, 31-20 is your Man City, 23-10 is the draw. This is, of course, a bit of a statement of intent. If Arsenal can get something out of this, they could be contenders. But, of course, I'm going with a 2-2 draw, but sitting on the fence here, copping out a little bit. But, of course, we'll see if I'm right and see if I'm wrong. But this is what the games will look like, of course, in the grand scheme of things right here, right now. Of course, any surprises in there, let me know down below. And this is what the table looks like, of course, at the end of it. Spurs will be top. Goodness gracious me, heading into the international break. City, Liverpool, and then Arsenal, of course, going down Bournemouth, Burnley, and Sheffield United. Of course, don't forget, there is another game going on this early in the week between Luton and Burnley, which could change, of course, that bottom end of the table. But that is that. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. A whopping 78% of the viewers are not subscribed here at Blackburn FC, so please do us a favour, hit the old subscribe button. Of course, we'll catch you later, though, for the next one. But until then, heading into the international break, it's going to be a bit of a zinger chicken dinner.